Hey True, Matt here, bringing you my profile from this past week's tournament. This time I decided to take Junk Doppel because it was practically the only deck I could play this week because of just extra deck stuff. So I'll get on with the profile and go on with my matchups. We've got 3 Junk Synchron, 2 Quick Draw, 2 Doppel Warrior, 2 Lime Fire, 1 Spore, 1 Dandy, 1 Debris, 1 Titanial. This is never going to get run again. Partly it's more because of just bad luck. I ended up drawing this in the 4 games I played like 6 times first hand. It's just stupid. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's ulti, so it was stacking. But you never want to draw this, and I never had the quick draws in hand to dump it for anything else or the 1-for-1. So yeah, this is coming out. Then the Light Swan engine, which was 1 Lila and 3 Raikou. I think something I should have done is perhaps have another 1 or 2 of these in the side, because in a couple of the matchups which I'll go over, I wanted more Spell and Trap Destruction effectively, and the Raikous wouldn't have been that great in that matchup. Then for the other parts of the deck, 2 Veiler, 2 Level Eater. The next variant of this deck I'm going to be playing will be sort of a Dragon Plant Crane build with the Junks in it as well, because Will has kindly said he'll lend me his melee, so I'll be able to play that at some point. And you only need 1 Level Eater for that. Then the 1-ofs, 1 Gauze. Never saw it all day, but because you're running things which just don't stick around, this is fine. It's a level 7, you can use it to go into other things as well. 1 BLS, because this is a Chaos variant. I think I went into this once and it won me the game. Dad, never saw it, but it's good. This will go out in the Crane type build because obviously there's no darks. 1 Tempest. This is a funny choice for this deck at the moment, but it does really work in game 2, or round 2 rather. I got this off in, this helped me OTK effectively, because you've got in total, what are the wins that we've got? I think it's 4 or 5. So we've got the Titanial, the Debris, the Spore, and the 2 Quick Draw. So within that you've got 5 wins to go off for the Tempest. And then when you combine this with the Crane build where you're running Redox as well, you've got more dragons and everything to go off that as well. So in the Crane build you run Tempest and Redox and it just works out really well. And that's it for the monsters. Then for the spells, 3 Tuning, 3 MST. Didn't see these at all in the 2 games. I really needed them. 2 Bot of Dichotomies was really good. Sam managed to pick up a second one, so I was finally able to test with 2. A lot of the times I would decide 1 out game 2, but that's fine. These are really good for recovery plays. I never got to do the sort of recovery plays where you bring back the Formula and the Librarian to go through again, because I never actually managed to get into those. But yeah, still really good. Then the 1-ofs, 1 Foolish, Staple, 1 Charge, never saw this annoyingly. 1 Rotor, saw that a couple of times, really helps out. The 1 Book, the 1 Hole, the 1 1-for-1, and the Warrior Returning Alive. This actually got me back the BLS, because that's one of the main reasons I run it in this variant. In the standard variant, you don't really need it, but in this variant, because you're milling a lot, it's nice to get a Junk Synchron back, a Doppel Warrior back. Even some of the Synchros you can get back, but the BLS is so good. That's it for the main deck, no traps. I would have considered running Royal Decrees, but currently I can't find out where mine are. Then for side deck, I had 1 Synchro in the side deck, which was Archer, which would have been replaced by the Berserker that's in the extra deck. In fact, yeah, I'll do the extra. Nah, it doesn't matter. So yeah, just because with this deck you could easily run an extra deck of 25 to 30, no problem. It's so hard to get space. And again, straight off game, I think it was game 1 against Sam, I wanted this instead of the Berserker, and I thought beforehand Berserker's probably coming more use over the whole day, but turns out no, I probably should have put this in and sided the Berserker. Then we got 2 Closed Forests, because I did not want to see Gravekeepers at all, and then just other field card based decks, it just shuts them down. 2 Iron Wall, barely hurts my deck at all, hurts a lot of other decks that have like Bujins, Dragons and other stuff which pops about. 2 Maxis for the special summon spam decks, and it's also a target that you can drop off straight off for a Junk Synchron, bring this back, go into a 5. DD Crow, just as a hand trap, another dark, level 1 target, just gets rid of the stuff in the graveyard that's you need to get rid of. Then DNA Surgeries, just good for Fire Fist, for Bujins, for Noble Arms, just really strong side deck card. Mind Crush, so much searching in the game nowadays, these are really important. Then 2 Debunks, just to stop hand traps, cards affecting the graveyard, because obviously I can't run anything which screws my own graveyard, so I have to run different options. Didn't really get to use a lot of my side deck. I never sided in the Debunks, I sided in the Mind Crush, never saw them, sided in the DNA Surgeries, never saw them, sided in the DD Crows, never saw them, sided in the Maxis, saw them once against Sam, just stopped his play effectively. So yeah, I didn't really see a lot of my side deck all day, which was kind of infuriating. Then the extra deck, we've got the 1 formula, went into this a fair few times, as you should. Mistbird, Clausus, this is going out, don't need it. Armory Arm, I'm still iffy on Armory Arm, considering the new Tuna 4 has just been announced. This will definitely be going out for that, because I think that will be really good for this deck. Then to the 5s, the 1 Junk Warrior, the 1 Catasta. I'd wish this was an Armades, because there was one time which I really did want it today. Catasta is not becoming as good anymore. It's still not bad by any extent, but I think I would really prefer to have Armades over this nowadays, just with the amount of back row going about. And the 1 Librarian, didn't make any Librarian shenanigans today, just did not get the hands for it. Iron Chain, probably went into this strange enough the most in the whole day, just because of Spore plays. In fact, it's been a while since I've played Spore in this deck, just because the plant engine's not been good enough, but with 2 Lone Fireback it is worth considering the plant engine, and this went, I pulled this off at least 3 or 4 times. Drill Warrior, was tempted to make this at one point, but I think I must have ended up going into Gardener. Berserker made this once or twice. Black Rose made this once or twice. Junk Destroyer is just OP, especially if you can get those 2 or 3 token plays, just really, really strong. Colossal Fighter ended up winning me game 2, I think, not game 2, round 2, because this was on 3k. I had 1 Warrior in the grave, they had a BLS which I've got round in the grave, this was on 3k, just couldn't get over it. 1 Stardust, don't think I made this at all, and then the Shooting, which I didn't make. So then, just to quickly go over my matchups, I'll just get some things back. So, to quickly go over matchups, match 1 was against Sam playing wind-ups of all decks. He was just going through my folder looking for stuff while we were trying to build Crystal Beast Light Swans. He saw wind-ups in my deck core folder and then for some reason just wanted to play it, so I built him up a deck very quickly on DM, we tested it, it went fine, so he thought, yep, solid, I'll play it. He ended up going into the top 4 with the deck, in fact. But against me, I believe I was his only loss in rounds because he ended up forgetting Popular Operative in the extra deck. Without Popular Operative, you cannot put those really strong OTKs on the board easy at all. And I think if he had Pap in the extra deck, he would have beaten me because he was at the point where he could have OTK'd me. And then again, when I was watching him top 4, because I didn't make top 4, didn't make top 8 either, I went 2-2. When he was going against, what was he going against? Fire Kings with like Wolf Bark and things. He could have OTK'd if he had Pap. Game 2 was against a rogue deck. It was relatively straightforward. game 2, because it was 2-0, when sort of grindy, I was just setting stuff, waiting for stuff till I could go off, went off, made the Colossal Fighter, and just won from that point, really. Round 3 was against Miles. That was, I think that went 2-1, because game 2, I can't remember if he just drew bad or if I got one of the side deck cards. But the long story short on that is Kaiser Coliseum was way too OP. He got out Kaiser Coliseum twice within like 2 or 3 turns, which obviously screws the living hell out of the deck, because what this deck does is it uses all of the little things to go into giant things and then cycles through. Noble Knights focuses on one monster with a lot of equips, so Kaiser Coliseum really OP. And then if you think about it, I've got 3 MST in this, I've got a Lila, I've got a Charge of the Library to search the Lila. Didn't see any of it in either of those games, so there wasn't really a lot I could do about it. So one thing I might do in future is just side more Spell and Trap Hate. Then round 4 was against Will. Will went on to win the tournament. The games from those will be coming up within the next day or so. Will was using Black Wings. That match was basically just bad draws. It can happen with this deck because just the way it works, unless you get the right pieces at the right time, you can just end up drawing like a hand of 2 Level Eaters, 2 Veilers, and like a BLS, which, well, no, BLS would be bad, Tempest and Dad. So with that hand you've got nothing, and it's like Will was saying to me, with this deck, going second can be like going 4th. You really want to get a strong play on the board, you want to make your lid play really nice and early so you can get your hand advantage back, and then if you've drawn into a pot of dichotomy within that, that's even better because you've got your recovery plays put back, your Librarian or Formula just feels really strong. So, okay, thanks for that profile. Hopefully I'll be bringing the wind-up profile from Sam. I don't know, I forgot to do it last night and he's got work all week. So if he comes around, I'll hopefully get that sorted out for you, and see you next time.